I'm the best in the world. You know, a couple nights ago, I was talking to my friend, and I began to tell her the dream that was in my heart. I began to tell her who I seen myself becoming 10 years from now. And she laughed. She laughed because she didn't see it. She didn't laugh out of disrespect. It wasn't in her mindset to be able to recognize that I was growing in my mind before I was growing in my situation. And sometimes that's how it is for life for us. Sometimes regardless of who sees it, regardless of who's agreeing with you, sometimes you gotta say, I'm the best. I'm the best now. Right here, right now. Today. Whether it looks like it or not. Because let me tell you, becoming who you want to be, growing into that person you inspire to become, will not happen overnight. It will not happen over a couple nights. Not until you first begin to believe it yourself. You see, our thoughts, the way we think about ourselves, the way we begin to see ourselves is what really switches the zone for us. What really bursts the passion, the purpose, the grace to become who we're going to be. You see, none of that starts with the money. None of that starts with the motivation. It all starts in your mind first. That little seed of faith that begins to grow. That little seed that begins to sprout in your mind that I really can be bigger than my situation. I really can see something outside of the hood. Although I've come from poverty, I really can make it and see the world. Those thoughts, that little spark of interest of wanting to be greater than your situation, want to be greater than what you see, want to be greater than who you've seen your family become, that is what ultimately begins to push you into your purpose. That's what begins to make your mind stretch into reality of thinking and seeing and knowing that you can be greater than what you see. You know, I listen to a lot of motivation stories, and most of them talk about this box that we place ourselves in, and get out of the box, break free from the box. And that's dope information. It's literally the best thing somebody can tell you. But what's even greater than that is showing somebody that they're in a box, that don't know that they're in a box. Because most of us, we hear that, we see that, we've watched people become millionaires, we see big celebrities, and yet we just don't see ourselves as that. And so it goes back to that thought of seeing who you want to be, even if you don't know who you want to be. When I was telling my girl that night, when I was telling her who I was going to become, who I was in that moment, those were me just throwing ideas out there. I was all in reality just speaking from my heart posture and speaking it into existence. But it came from within. I had been already visualizing myself speaking to audiences. I had been visualizing myself writing the book. I had been visualizing myself becoming the millionaire to help my family. That is why I was so easily able to take myself out of the box. Not because I did it in reality, Because in reality, I was still living the same. In reality, I still have hurt, pain, poverty, sickness, disease all around me. But yet in my mind, I begin to see a greater picture, a greater purpose, a greater destiny, a greater ending for generations to come. And that is what begins to birth the purpose within me. So what am I saying? Take yourself into another element, into another realm, into another part of your mind, where everything that everyone's ever said is just on hold for a minute, where the boundaries of life is just on hold for a minute, where the thought processes that have been birthed inside of you is just on hold for a second, and just for 1 second, begin to imagine who you can become. Begin to imagine the things that you never even seen done. I don't care if it's something that nobody's ever done before. Just get it into your mind and watch what happens. Your gift, your purpose, your destiny, who you are supposed to be, will begin to make room for you. You just have to think that you have it. Think like you the stuff. Think like you already have became the person you want to be. It shall manifest when you think it will. My name is Desiree Dela Cruz Jones, author of Unravel and Break Free from Trauma. I'm the motivating queen to get you back to seeing the real you. Blessings, love.